The next great Quinn Ewers throw that I see will be the first. It's something that I've said often on the Campus to Canton podcast feed. If you are joining us for the first time, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and like this video. I got Matthew here with me, one of Quinn Ewers' biggest fans. This kid did a lot as a sophomore at South Lake Carroll down there in Texas, one of the more prestigious programs in the country. And then a lot of his recruiting ranking, in my opinion, was based off of that tape. In that tape, Matthew, I saw a player that was protected very well in making throws to open wide receivers. I have questions about whether or not this lofty recruiting status, this prospect status, is warranted. Obviously, he's now Steve Sarkisian's starting quarterback at Texas after originally enrolling at Ohio State and then transferring. Matthew, it's me versus you.
Yeah.
We've got 5 throws. Good Quinn Ewers, bad Quinn Ewers. As always, I'm going to let you play the good cop, and I'll be the bad cop. I'm being forced to be the bad cop. Again, go ahead and drop this video a like. Subscribe to the Campus to Canton podcast feed. And if you like what it is that we're doing, go ahead and check out campustocanton.com. Matthew, you've got good Quinn Ewers.
Yep.
We're going to let the people decide. Why don't you give us your first throw? We've got 5. Both of us have 5. Give us your first throw.
All right, so the first one is going to be the last game that he played last year. It is the bowl game against Washington. As you can, I'm actually going to, oh, dang it, you can't rewind it when I did it this way. I should have done it the way you did it. So with this play, he's going to throw this deep post route here. No, sorry, post route, deep go right here to Xavier Worthy. Xavier Worthy's not actually going to catch this pass, which is not on Quinn Ewers. And actually, Xavier Worthy did not get credited with a drop. And I really wish I could just pause these videos. I'm going to have to do it the way you're doing it here in a minute. But if you watch this play, he's got traffic all around his feet, and he actually doesn't even get to necessarily set his feet, and he launches this 55 yards in the air on a dime. I get it that it's an incompletion, but he leads Worthy. It hits Worthy in the hands. If you're able to actually watch that, it hits him right in the hands, leads him perfectly, a dot 55 yards down the field with traffic all around his feet. To me, that shows off how great his arm strength really is. The footwork was not great in that video, but still was able to launch it 55 yards, leading Xavier Worthy. And, you know, if Mr. Stonehands could catch it, that's an amazing play. And I like that throw because it shows, again, how far he can throw it. I'm going to throw it up one more time here because I want to show you something else, something that I know you are a big fan of. He throws this from the opposite hash to the sideline, 55 yards down the field. That is an NFL throw, ladies and gentlemen. It's an NFL throw.
When I talk about opposite hash throws, I'm also often talking about a wide receiver going towards the sideline.
Correct.
As opposed
right.
to here, the wide
there
receiver
are some
going
of those.
Vertically.
I didn't pull those, but this is still a very impressive throw. To do it from the opposite hash, 55 yards down the field. I mean, it's right in his hands. He sees
and
where
he throws it outside of the numbers. It's a good deep throw. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Matthew, so I watched both the Kansas State game and the Alabama game. Alabama is kind of widely regarded as one of his better games. I'm going to pull some throws here from the Kansas State game. Let's start with this one. This is going to be a post route to the aforementioned Xavier Worthy. And you see that Quinn Ewers has some mechanical issues. He doesn't have a whole lot of pressure here on this throw, but it's still an inaccurate post. He didn't get to the right landmark. Now, you'll see here on the end zone camera that his shoulder is open and he's really throwing across his body. His footwork here is not great for this particular throw. I wish I could pause it right there. I could. Can I rewind this? Well, I'll pause it. Let's go back again. Let's just play it again, and I'll pause it there. But we talk about a quarterback having a closed shoulder. To me, now we can go watch J.T. O'Sullivan or whomever. To me, that means that until you really open up to make that throw, that your feet in your direction is going to be pointing to where you're throwing. And here I see Quinn Ewers' body. Go ahead and hit that play button. I see Quinn Ewers' body really pointed towards the sideline almost. And then trying to get and you see the ball actually lands closer to the sideline than he intended and not the middle of the field. So there's another thing here that I've noticed is Quinn Ewers does not always use the same mechanics when throwing the ball. I'm going to play it again. he doesn't really step into this throw. There's no pressure right in front of him. Sometimes you have the pressure pushing down on you right in the middle, but he could step in to make this throw, but he is flat-footed on his front foot. You don't see that step into the post. So something to notice mechanically is just this accuracy issue, which can be, could be rectified if he works on his feet here. So good Quinn Ewers, bad Quinn Ewers. Got to work on his base mechanics here, Matthew, on this post route. I think I'll have another post route, but I'm still waiting, Matthew, for the oh my God throw from Quinn Ewers. Haven't seen it yet. Maybe we'll get there. Give me your next throw.
Well, I think I'm going to have it on this one. And you might have already seen this one. A lot of people have probably seen this throw, but it is an absolutely, at least in my opinion, a ridiculous throw. So I'm going to do it the way that you were doing it here to kind of hopefully be able to pause things and explain it a little better. So on this one, you get Bijan Robinson going what I assume is going to end up being a wheel route. It's Xavier Worthy and Jatavian Sanders lined up, and I think it's Jordan Whittington, but I can't remember here in this little triple set. He's going to have one guy go, Oops.
Let's go back to yours. You were bringing up mine. All right, let's go back to yours.
They all go, one guy goes up the middle of the field, and then two go in to the opposite side, which leaves Bijan Robinson open here with what ends up being a cornerback. The cornerback ends up following. As you'll see, the linebackers and everybody else kind of clears out and follows the rest of the team. Cornerback kind of stays over Bijan. Quinn Ewers is forced to run out of the pocket. He's got that defensive end coming at him, right? This is, in my opinion, an amazing throw. On the run, barely squares his shoulders over the cornerback, the jumping cornerback to Bijan Robinson. Now, don't get it twisted. Bijan Robinson makes an amazing catch on this play, but I just want you guys to watch this because this is a beautiful touch pass. It's not just all about arm strength with him. He's able to run. That's off platform. His feet are not set at all. This is a throw that not many quarterbacks, in my opinion, have even the balls to make. And he throws it over the jumping cornerback to perfectly place Bijan Robinson. That is a perfectly placed touch pass that, again, I do not think most quarterbacks would even have the audacity to try and make that throw. And he does it easily, cool as you like, easy touch pass right over the jumping cornerback to Bijan Robinson. Again, Bijan Robinson makes an incredible catch on the throw. I don't want to take anything away from Bijan, but that is an amazing throw. To have the arm ability to throw that touch pass off platform, not even fully squared up to Bijan Robinson, to me is a very impressive throw. And I know you liked it. So if you could see behind the scenes, there's that little sly smile on his face.
Okay. All right. One thing I noticed, again, this is watching Kansas State and Alabama, is that Quinn Ewers has some issues with his vertical accuracy. He can be very accurate in the intermediate game from passes between 5 to 12 yards down the field. But a lot of his statistics, and he only completed 56% or 59%, less than 60% of his passes last year. And when you watch his tape, there's a lot of passes behind the line of scrimmage. It's the same thing that you accused Anthony Richardson of. So he has some vertical accuracy issues, including on this post route where now Xavier Worthy, sorry, it's a corner route where he comes down to a minus alignment. He is open, boy. Boy, is he open on this one. And he comes down in motion. They motion him down to a minus alignment, and he gets some space here. Again, no pressure, but we have poor mechanics here, and he just overthrows it. There are times where Quinn Ewers looks to me like he is just rushed. He is just rushed, and I don't think it gets a lot more open than this here, Matthew. The safety's not in no place to make a play on this ball. The corner is beat, and he gets a good 4 yards, 3-4 yards on this one. But let's look at his feet. Let's look at his feet here on this throw. A little play-action play. I mean, it's almost like he's feeling pressure that isn't particularly there. He's feeling pressure that isn't particularly there.
If you look at the end of the throw here, and it's something that I've noticed with him, and I'm glad you didn't watch the Oklahoma game because there's a much worse miss than that one. A wide open wide receiver. Pretty sure Jordan Whittington. He does this a lot where he gets hoppy at the end of his throws, and he hops around like right before he makes the throw, and his feet are not set at all. That would be probably my biggest complaint about his footwork and his mechanics. All right, ready for my next one?
I'm ready.
Okay, if I can get it to pull up here, we will Bro,
I mean, I can just
one.
Okay.
Oh, I've got another one. I've got it ready. I just had to get it up and ready to go. So this is a touchdown pass here. I believe this ends up going to Jatavian Sanders. He has 2 in this game. So this one's in the third quarter. Obviously up 35-0. I mean, this is a blowout for them. This is arguably one of Quinn Ewers' better games coming back from that shoulder injury. To me, this is when he showed a lot of his best footwork and his accuracy, even though I just mentioned a play that he missed really bad here. Has all the time in the world and just places that on a dot to Jatavian Sanders 30 yards down the field. To me, great throw. He sees it almost immediately, waits for Sanders to make that break into the end zone, and you're going to see it right here. And, I mean, he rifles it to where only Sanders can get it. And this is great coverage, too. That defender is all over him. You've got the player right in front of him that if he throws that, so like that play we had, you showed the very first one, that behind on the Kansas State, if he throws that a little bit behind, there's a chance that's picked off. It's a great throw, perfect throw to Jatavian Sanders for a touchdown. And in this play, I think he shows the really good footwork. Again, he has all the time in the world to throw it, so there's nobody really in his face to force him. He does a nice little 3-step drop and then just fires it in. Just sets, goes, boom. It's a great throw. Again, one of his better games. No doubt about it. That Oklahoma game, he was on fire. Some of that, I'm sure, was the fact that they themselves were on fire. It was a great game all around. Not just from Quinn Ewers. You go watch that game. I mean, Sark was in his bag in some of the play calls in that one as well. So,
all right, I'm going to come back here to a red zone throw. Now, obviously, in the red zone, space is limited. But we get Xavier Worthy on the right sideline, along the right sideline here, and Quinn Ewers throwing to his right. He's just flat-footed. His mechanics are just not, he's kind of throwing like a baseball player, like a second baseman over into first base. This is open. This is a lot of space here in the red zone. And again, I feel like a player who's not, he's taking a step, but is still throwing across his body and is inaccurate. Let's play it. Let's throw it. Let's do it again. I mean, I don't know mechanically that there's much that I would tweak here. He does kind of step into his throw, but I feel like maybe his angle is just off just a little bit slightly, and he overthrows it. That's an open wide receiver there.
Yeah, it's definitely an issue he has in a lot of games. Go ahead.
I have noticed the passes where a receiver is running vertically, whether it be a post, a go, a corner route. He struggles with accuracy on those throws. He is really good along the sidelines and really good in man, really good against zone. He sees it and he can make all types of throws towards the sideline. But in these two games, in Alabama and Kansas State, it is the passes where the receiver is running vertically that he tends to be inaccurate on. And it's for different reasons. It can be his feet aren't in the right place. It could be that his shoulder is opened too soon. It's different reasons, not always the same thing. There are some throws where his front foot doesn't even come off the ground, which is, he's a plant. You see a lot of those throws on RPOs where the front foot stays in the ground because they're doing this fake and then they're getting the ball out like a second baseman and they don't really step into the throw. But you have these throws where there's no pressure, there's no need to make a very quick release, and he's flat-footed. His front foot doesn't come off the ground. He doesn't step into the throw like he does here with this post that we'll throw one more time, or it's really a double move. That's open. It's your best receiver, wide open. Yeah. You got to hit him in the red zone.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a bad throw, and his overthrows were definitely an issue this year. We'll see if that continues. I have faith that is going to be adjusted, but here's one more. So I watched 3 games, Washington, Oklahoma, and the Baylor game. This is the last one from Oklahoma. It's, in my opinion, a great touch pass to Jatavian.
Matthew, your audio just went out for me. You muted yourself.
I wanted to rewind it really quick. I apologize.
We're very sophisticated around here, so go ahead and repeat what it is that you said because you muted yourself.
I wanted, again, it's not like this is a very close game. Obviously, they're up 21-0 already going into halftime, but it's the end of the game, and at this point, they had driven down the field to try and score one more time going into halftime. And This is, I'll be honest, in my opinion, a great play design by Sark, and I'd love to get your opinion on this. So Jatavian Sanders is huddled down right here but by the other two wide receivers on this triple set side on the left side. And I expect him to probably go and run like some kind of in route, like back across the field. Sark ends up having him run this nice little seam route right up the middle. And you'll see, so he's covered right now, right? The linebacker's on him. You don't know that he's going to come open. Quinn's already throwing the ball. He places it perfectly at the 15-yard line for Sanders just catching into the end zone. It's a beautiful throw, and what I like even more about this is that he starts looking. He makes two checks, and then he goes right to it. And I mean, it's a perfect touch
It's a good
pass.
throw. There's a lot of people around him. That is probably the best throw that I've seen from Quinn Ewers. I've asked on Twitter, show me your best Quinn Ewers throw, Matthew. You could have responded with this one.
I was waiting. I knew we were going to do this show, and I wanted to do this show before I posted on there because I didn't want you to be able to see it beforehand. And I agree with you. While I think the Bijan Robinson throw is tougher to make just because he's running and it's a touch pass over the court, this is a beautiful throw. I mean, again, he throws that before Sanders is even open from the linebacker, places it perfectly at the 15-yard line for him to run in. I don't even care if he didn't score the touchdown. It is a perfect pass. I think some of that, too, comes up with Sark. I'm going to rewind a little bit. Again, in my opinion, great play caller, because I wasn't expect Sanders to run a seam route from here. I mean, he's kind of covered up a little bit by the other wide receiver. I wasn't expecting a seam route. Just a beautiful run play, in my opinion. A lot of, I think, has to go to Sark, too. But, again, he throws it, just perfect drop. Nice little throw. Sanders, before he was even open, great pass. He's amazing. He's amazing.
Now, I talked a little bit about Quinn Ewers' mechanics. This throw, he's going to be inaccurate on another post, but you see what good Quinn Ewers looks like, again, against Kansas State. This post route here where he does step into the throw. He does have good mechanics. He does not open his shoulder too early, but still inaccurate. For whatever reason, still inaccurate, but don't have a problem with his mechanics in any capacity here. I thought that this was good. Now, he completed this same pass. I think it's a similar or the same play versus Alabama. And actually, he didn't complete that pass. Xavier Worthy dropped it.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, they're trying to get this middle of the field with their speed wide receiver. And, you know, if he's even, he's leaving. I mean, that's going to be a tight squeeze, but allegedly Quinn Ewers, the best quarterback we've ever seen. I know Drew Aller can make this throw. So let's see Quinn Ewers complete these passes. I mean, put it out there, let your guy go get it. But I just wanted to point out that this one was inaccurate, again, for a different reason. I did not have a problem with his fundamentals here. Well protected, steps into the throw. I think he even put it in the right spot. It's just a little too far out ahead.
So I don't want to make excuses for him, but I do wonder if it's because of the finger injury he reportedly suffered. So I will also say, go ahead.
Well, I mean, you don't want to make excuses for him, but
I don't want to make excuses for him. I wrote an article about this, and I'm actually going to put a link of it in the comments if you guys want to, or in the description if you guys want to read it about. You mentioned his high school career, from him moving from high school all the way to where he is now. There was a massive change in him from that Oklahoma State through the rest of the season, where reportedly that was there. But I will say I can't make an excuse for him on the finger because it was never actually reported, if that makes sense. Like, there was never a confirmation by Sark, Quinn Ewers, the offensive staff, that yes, he did suffer a finger injury. It was just a rumor. So he missed, and that is a bad miss. You should be able to make a throw like that and complete it if Xavier Worthy is that open. Let's just be honest.
Struggling with the vertically breaking routes is what I've seen in these two games. All right, Matthew, give me your next wild Quinn Ewers throw. I hope that these are going to get progressively better because you've given me one good one.
I think the Sanders one was probably the best one. I probably should have saved that for last. Here is against Baylor when he was dealing with the finger injury. And I'm not going to lie, I cheated. And there's two throws in here, and I don't remember which one exactly this is. So we're going to have to just play it out and see. Oh, okay. This one, he has got all pressure in his face and takes a massive hit, and yet still opposite hash is able to lay out a beautiful throw right in stride to, I believe it's Jordan Whittington. He probably doesn't have to go. I'm sorry, it's middle of the field. Probably doesn't have to go that far back. I maybe that's part of it, but he sees Sanders coming open and right there, lays it on him while taking a massive hit from I think it's the nose tackle just blows through. I can't remember which defender gets through, but I mean, they just like obliterate the offensive line here. You'll see. Gets through.
You want your quarterback to be able to make layups or open three-pointers. To me, this is an open three-pointer because he has, 3 yards of separation on the actual throw.
But he also
has.
No,
I'm not faulting you. I think, it's a good thing. We want quarterbacks to make open threes.
Yes. I think it's a good throw in the fact that he's able to make that with the defender crashing down on him and literally lays him out on that play. This other one, again, last one for me, is just, again, showing how good he is out of structure. And I think that really does matter now with the way that the NFL quarterback is. He makes a beautiful throw here out of structure. He is forced out. First off, makes this defender miss. Now, it wasn't like the most beautiful. It was on a Patrick Mahomes like spin move miss, but still makes the free defender miss on him, is able to get free, and then makes a nice throw. I believe it's to, I actually don't remember who number 8 is. Is that Xavier Worthy?
Yeah.
But nice miss. And then again, off balance throw. And that's just a dot right to him on the sideline. Nobody else is catching that but Xavier Worthy for, at this point, too, a massive first down. It was 3rd and 10. I believe it was second quarter, third quarter. They're losing this game at this point that he makes it. I just want to get back to see if we can see exactly where that was in the clock, and then it is all you to show me how bad he is again. Oh man, I didn't say, but it was the third quarter. They're losing at this point, down 2. It was 19-17, 3rd and 10. They had been stalled on 2 drives previous to this, and then again, just makes the defender miss, blitzing defender. Again, easy, just gets out of the pocket, out of structure. Nice throw.
Franchise QB with that throw right there.
You know what? I see Aaron Rodgers make a lot of throws like that every Sunday. So.
All right. I don't remember if I actually included this first throw here again from Alabama. Did I do this one already, Matt?
No, we have not talked about this one.
Okay. This is a play action on a vertical route where Quinn Ewers is inaccurate. And again, I don't see him stepping into the throw. This play should also be, I think, to the outside shoulder based on what Xavier Worthy does here. I think that throw should be to the outside shoulder. But I see a player who is not actually, again, his front foot barely comes off the ground. He doesn't step into it. Now, you'll see Aaron Rodgers do this often when he has pressure in his middle, or you'll actually see him come off of his front foot, doesn't really step into it. But, just from a fundamental level, I see a flat front foot, not really stepping into the throw. And, again, a vertical throw where we have, that's your vertical threat. This is your guy that you want to get open deep, and he's open here. There's a lot of green space outside the numbers there where you could have Xavier Worthy turn over his outside shoulder and make this catch, potentially get a touchdown. And it's just inaccurate. Again, there's no pressure here. Quinn Ewers is not under pressure. This throw is thrown to the inside shoulder, where based on the route, I don't know, but I think that this throw was supposed to go to the outside shoulder. Look how much space, look how much green there is here on the outside shoulder. So, I don't know what to say, but a lot of these throws are where I'm finding Quinn Ewers inaccurate in these 2 games. They have been on vertical routes. He's great against the sideline. He's great when a wide receiver had stopped and is turned around. He's good when a receiver is going towards the sideline. But in these 2 games, he was inaccurate on some of these big time throws where you get a wide receiver open deep and they're breaking towards the goal line vertically. He was inaccurate on those throws.
Yeah,
speechless.
There was one just like that where, again, it was to the sideline, but he gave it to Xavier Worthy, and Worthy dropped it. So I think that was to his second game ever playing. One thing that you said, you brought up Anthony Richardson, so I'm going to use him as an example here. One thing you have been steadfast on when it came to Anthony Richardson, when we criticized your opinions on him, was he's played whatever at that point in time, was it 4 games or whatever it was? You're like, he needs more reps. I actually runs a lot of different QB camps. Sean McEvoy, you can look him up on Twitter. He does a lot with Quincy Avery, who does a lot of stuff with the Elite 11. I talked to him a little bit about Quinn Ewers, knowing we were going to do this video, and he brought up that same thing. He said the dude has played like 12 games in 2 years. He thinks he's going to have a massive step forward this year. It comes with live reps. He's been injured a lot. There's definitely a lot he has to improve on. I'm not at all trying to make him out to be a perfect prospect, but the fact that he can make plays like what I have shown you, to me, shows that he has got that upside. And he has the ability to be an incredibly good QB. And let's be honest, in all of your bad throws here, the one thing you talked about on a couple of them was his mechanics, his footwork. If he's able to improve that, then the sky's the limit for him. He's got the arm talent. I showed you the touch passes and what he could do. There's some quarterbacks that can't do that. And there was a serious question about Anthony Richardson even coming into this year before he showed us he could do that. There's quarterbacks that we have not seen be able to do that. One, Will Levis, who people were talking about getting first-round draft capital, could not make touch passes. This is going to be a massive year for him. I won't disagree with you there, but I think the upside is there and the talent is there and the developer is there as well in Steve Sarkisian.
The thing that I appreciated the most about Tom Brady is that his feet, his waist, his shoulders generally look the same for almost all of the throws that he made, even when he was scrambling outside of the pocket, even when he was avoiding pressure. His body just looked the same every time he was going to make a throw. I think Quinn Ewers, his mechanics are different based on the throws that he makes. Hey, we'll see how he does in this third season. If you like what it is that we're doing here at campus2canton.com, drop this video a like. Check out the website, campus2canton.com, and, of course, the podcast feed. All right, for Matthew and myself, Felix Sharpe, Matthew at Sports Fanatic MB, I'm at Sharpe Review. That's Sharpe with an E. We'll catch you on the next video. Peace.